Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, I am OverHugs, and I would like to welcome you back to Building Bread. Thanks for choosing to join us on the adventure today. Today, we are going to be going through and doing something a little new in 1.16, at least new for us. We are going to be mining Netherite. It's about that time that we should go through and upgrade our tools from diamond to Netherite. And so to do this, we've done a couple of different things. One, we're going to go and sleep because I don't like the night and it scares me. Two, what we've done is we've gone and gotten some TNT in order to go through and mine that up. And the reason why we're doing this is because there's been a lot of testing, as well as I've done some of my own, of the best way to get netherite. And universally, it appears to be one of two things. If you don't have the resources, then the best thing to do is to just dig down to about y equals 15 in the nether and just mine. But we don't have to do that. We have gone through and we've gathered enough resources to where we have our mob farm. We have basically an infinite supply of gunpowder at this point. Sand is something we can farm. It's not that hard to get. So now we're going to try and find our mining location. And basically what we want is we want something that is pretty far down in the world and not right with it where there's a lava lake, because we're going to be blowing a lot of holes in the nether. And the last thing we want is for it to just come and have lava fill up the tunnel, because that's going to be pretty inconvenient. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig carefully down to y equals 15 and take some of these out because I don't really want to stand on them. So dig down to y equals 15, and hello, there's some lava. And as soon as I get a clear path down there, we'll cut back. And here we are at y equals 15. We've dug down, and now what we're going to do is we're going to clear an area straightforward by about 30 blocks. And this will be to show you the method that we're going to use in order to find more of our ancient debris. And largely, the reason that we're doing it at 15 is this has been pretty extensively tested by a bunch of different Minecrafters, and I also went through and verified myself early in the 1.16 update. So I'm not going to bother to do it again, but the short answer is people have determined that the majority of the time, ancient debris spawns around y equals 15. But also, one of the problems is that y equals 15, there's quite a lot of lava. So what we're actually going to do is go down one more Y level and test and see if this is a little bit more productive. Because I've done 15 before, and when typically you blow the hole, you get a lot of lava waterfalls. Quite a bit of lava comes from the ceiling. So as an experiment here, and we're learning together again, we'll take out our TNT that we made, and we made a little over 2 stacks. And we will place it every other block. So it will go here, and here, and here. And the reason that we're doing it every other block is when one of the pieces gets set off, what we want it to do is cascade and continue to go forward all the way down the line until it blows up the last piece of TNT. And this will be basically time efficient. We are choosing to spend more materials, meaning the TNT, which is more difficult to gather, for less time. Because I can go through and just do a long line like this, and basically as long as I want, using all the TNT that I have. But I could just as easily go through and do beds. The difference with beds is I can only do one of them at a time, and whenever we blow up the things with beds, it would also create a great deal of fire. And you'll see that. Like, let's go through. And it's easier to go through and say, and show rather than tell. So we will light this first piece of TNT and run like the wind. Light, get out of the way, go, go, go. And you see, boom. And it is going through and it's just cascading all the way down. It looks safe, so we can drop down and see just boom, 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 all the way down. And we can already see we've got some ancient debris. Ancient debris can be in these singles, and you see it's blown up everything around it, but the ancient debris is still there hanging in midair because it's blast proof. It can't be destroyed by TNT or explosions. It also can't be destroyed by lava. It is lava proof as well, which is super handy whenever you're doing this, because otherwise we would run the risk of potentially losing it in these lava flows. And this is just like a water source. Like lava sources and water sources are very similar. If you take away the source, you take away all of the remainder of it that's being pulled down by gravity. So we can find that source block and we can trip it, but there shouldn't be anything else in here because we found the piece of ancient debris that exists in the chunk. Just to be paranoid, we'll wait for this to go away because it doesn't cost us anything but time. But we'll pick up some more materials while we're here, but there's really nothing. And we see there's some more in here, and this one is at least a 2 chunk, and this is great. This is being very productive for us. So this is why I like using TNT as opposed to trying to go through and do beds, because if we were doing beds, we would be not only dodging the exact same lava for, okay, we got it, the exact same amount of lava that we're seeing here, but we would also have to be dealing with all the fire that a bed can blow up. And before the end of the video, I'll detonate a bed just so you can see it, and you can see exactly what the result is whenever you do that. All right, and more. So this has worked out pretty well. It looks like we'll probably get about 6 ancient debris, which is enough for us to update a single tool. Each ancient debris can be smelted into a netherite scrap. And you can take 4 netherite scraps and make it into a netherite bar. And that will enable us to upgrade either a single piece of armor or a single tool. So we'll have to go through and gather quite a few pieces of ancient debris in order to upgrade all our armor and all our tools. But this is very, very worth it because it will render these tools lava proof. So one of the ways that you always lose your stuff in Minecraft is through accidents when it comes to lava. And generally that's about it. That is 90% of the ways that I end up losing things. We were a little unique earlier on in the series when we couldn't get back to the fortress quick enough and our tools despawned. But most of the time it is due to lava deaths or too close to fire or something like that that destroys the tools. And so when we go through and we upgrade, ooh, that was dangerous. We need to be a little more careful. That could have been a lava pit and we could have lost all our gear like we were just talking about. That would be a terrible demonstration that I don't really want to do. So, yeah. So lava, fire, explosions, like all these things are ways that you can lose your gear. But since netherite does not get destroyed by lava or fire, it allows you to more easily recover your gear. All right, so I'm just going to dig through here, and we'll come back once I'm all set up to set off the giant chain of explosions again. And here's another, wow, is this a 3 or is this just a 2? But we are being very lucky, just a 2. I'll be quite grateful for the 2, because we didn't have to do anything to get it, it's just normal digging. And if you don't have TNT, this is what you can do, is you can largely just dig, and you can branch mine the way that we're doing. And what you can also do is just occasionally go side to side. Since netherrack is so easily destroyed, you can go through and do this way. But as you can see, our durability of our tools goes down pretty fast, because even with Unbreaking 3, we are clearing a lot of blocks. And so the durability of the tool does go down quite quickly. It is largely your choice, whatever you are most comfortable with. As I said, I'd rather farm up the TNT than have to worry about it. So let's deploy the TNT and we'll come back for the explosions. And we're ready. One of the things that we'll do when we do this for a serious farming session is to go through and get a flame bow. The flame bow will completely light the TNT. It acts just like a flint and steel or any of the other sources that can set the TNT off. And so we don't have to be as close playing around with the flint and steel. I would like that skeleton to die, but it's not that big of a deal. So light it, move out of the way, and boom. Deal with this skeleton. You are interrupting the fireworks show. Please stop. Boom, boom, boom. It's lovely. It's great to see all this stuff that we don't have to do ourselves. And that's a lot of sand or gravel or something that's falling there. So let's go through and we'll take care of some of these lava source blocks and cut them off. So you can see that quite a bit of lava came from that single source block, and that's the best case scenario. Like if we're going to get lava in the first place, having it be that single source block helps a lot. But we do have a couple more that we'll deal with, and we'll come back when we find our goal. One thing I failed to mention is it's really good to have potions. That's why we have one on the hotbar, because occasionally you can just fall into one of these things, or they can be something that you didn't expect, like walking on gravel or some other sand-like block that is affected by gravity. And that is just a terrible way to go. So I generally try to have a potion of fire resistance whenever I am in the Nether. Although at this point we do not need it, which is great. So back to taking care of lava flows. Ancient debris. One. Only one. Oh well. One is better than zero. Wow. That's the second one we found while digging this hole. And this is why you always check around, because sometimes they can be at diagonals. Alright, well, I was going to continue to blow this up, but we'll go yet another chunk, because we keep hitting ancient debris in this tunnel, which I am not complaining about. This is the last of our TNT, so we will set this off and back up and enjoy the fireworks. Yeah, I like this going at Y level 14. We only have that one piece coming in from the ceiling. That worked out really well. All right. Lava close off time again. Two more. So 2 stacks of TNT later, and we have 21 ancient debris. And this is great. We can go through and we can smelt it. But what we will need is a smithing table in order to go through and create the things that we want to and be able to add to our gear. So that takes wood and iron. So we can very easily get that from our rapidly increasing chest monster here. Iron from our farm over here, which has been pretty steadily producing, because by now we have quite a lot of iron blocks. That will be probably more iron than we will need for the entire rest of the series. So a smithing table. And we will definitely also need some gold. I don't know if we have enough of that. We may have to go back to the Nether for another excursion. Well, that happened. We got a little too overconfident with an Enderman, who reminded us that they are not necessarily to be trifled with. But that's part of the game, and we're able to get all our stuff back. So I'm not complaining. Onward to more gold. And while we're out exploring, look what we found. This is a Bastion. We have not seen one of those before. So let's zip up here and see. It looks like a relatively small one where we can actually get access to the loot very easily due to the way that this is organized. However, how bad is it? There's not a lot here. We might just be able to, I think we'll be okay. I think we can just block ourselves in using the netherrack here and go ahead and try and open up these chests and see what we get. So bastions are new features as of 1.16 that generate within the Nether. And there are, I believe, 4 different kinds. There are the smaller ones and the larger treasure-based ones. This is definitely a smaller one. So the thing is that whenever you have piglins, not the zombified version, the normal version, if you open a chest and they're in the area, they will get very upset and they will try and kill you. They evidently feel that all of this belong to them, and I disagree with that concept, because I want the pig step disc because it is awesome. So we are blocked in here where nothing can get to us, and let's see what we got. A lot of nothing. That was very disappointing. So that is Bastion. I didn't see anything get angry, so nothing is going to come after us. But we can look a little further down and see if there's anything else in here that's worth looking at. So you see some of the piglins down there that they were evidently out of aggro range. But this is dicey. Let's not go that way. Let's try and find another way down. And because this is right here, we can just fly around if we have to. But I'd like to find the path into it so we can actually see what's going on. And hello, friend. The reason he's not attacking is because we've switched out and we're wearing our golden helmet. So that makes us safe against any of the piglins. They will see gold and say, oh, you must be one of us, you must be our friends. Until you do something like mine that. If I tried to take that, this is, let's see, is there anybody around? I don't think so. So I think this will probably be okay. We'll tell in a second by if we hear anything. So let's just be extra careful and get some cobblestone on our hotbar so we can block ourselves in if we need to. But, oh, nope, somebody's unhappy. I heard unhappiness, so let's just block ourselves in and wait. Yeah. Are you coming that way? No, they're right over here. I can hear them. So basically, anytime that you do anything that has to do with gold, the piglins will be very unhappy, and they will try and come after you and destroy you. But that block right there, gilded blackstone, is very nice, and I do like it a lot. So we're going to try and yoink that, and we have successfully done so. So that is gilded blackstone. So let's keep exploring and see what we find. So this is another thing to look for anytime that you're in a bastion. These blocks usually have something nearby. They're usually indicative of treasure. So let's dig through here and see if we can find anything, which unfortunately we can't. That is surprising. I think that's the first time that I've ever... Ah, there we go. Nope. It is indeed treasure. We just had to be a little careful, and I guess that's okay. I broke gilded blackstone. I don't hear anything coming after me. So I guess we're out of range. But we can pick up these gold blocks, which is great because we are actively looking for gold. So this benefits us quite a lot right now. Make sure we get all of them. That's quite a little treasure trove. Wow, and it's the gift that just keeps on giving. Wow. That was a great find. All right, perfect. So I think we have more than enough gold, and we are good to go back and actually craft our netherite. Goodbye. I hear angry piglins. Time to go. All right, now that we're back, we can use our super smelter. So if you remember from a previous episode, we can turn it on. We can load up the things that we want to smelt, which is gold and the ancient debris itself. And when this comes through, the minecart, the hopper minecart, will load up with all this stuff, and it will take off and start smelting it all. So that's awesome. Let's come over here and watch. It's always nice to see all those light up, and come over here and see all these light up. And we can see how fast things start to come in. This is why we build things that are highly automated, because I don't like to wait. My time is valuable. So now we have our netherite scrap, and netherite scrap is a 1-to-1 to ancient debris when you smelt it. And you see we got a new recipe when we did that. So we can come over to our crafting table, and you see we have a netherite ingot. And this is expensive. 4 gold ingots, 4 netherite scraps per netherite ingot. But we can go through and we can make 5 of these. And this, once we come out here and we place down our smithing table, will give us the ability to upgrade our gear. And so I think what we'll do is we will upgrade leggings. We will upgrade our picks. And let's see. So let's see from there. So we always wear our leggings. Those are generally on all the time, so I think those are worthy of an upgrade. And you see that all of the enchants stay when you do an upgrade. That would be great. Then we go from a durability of 495 to a durability of 555. So it definitely goes up. And we also get that knockback resistance. If anything has knockback on it, like for example, anybody is shooting a crossbow or a bow or has a sword that will knock us out of the way, this will stop that. Let's also do Silky Smooth because that is our probably most used tool. We will do our sword in order to get a bit of additional damage. You see it goes from 9.5 to 10.5. And that leaves us with 2 more ingots to go. So what I think we'll do is we will take our boots and upgrade them. Where did it go? And I think we will do our second pick and call it a day. So that we left in here. So we will take our fortune pick and upgrade that as well. And we can definitely always go back and get more netherite, but this is to show you the amount of effort it takes. It's really not that much. It's not that hard to go and get the netherite over time, especially if you have the mob farm to get the gunpowder to begin with. And now we're looking kind of sharp. All of the purple. I like it. Nice. And finally, to show you the difference of what I was talking about with beds, we've dug down again to Y14 and we'll blow up 2 beds, just so you can see the difference. So I will place bed here in the nether, and I will go around the corner, just barely where I can see it and click on it, and we will go and boom. So we took a little bit of damage there, which is always not great, and you see all the fire that this created. So we not only have to deal with lava, we have to deal with all this fire as well as taking a little bit of damage even with our shiny new netherite armor. So this is largely why I don't like doing it. It's a lot of cleanup, and it's quite frankly slower, because now we have to go back here and we can only do 1 at a time. Like, sure, the material's cheaper, and if you're saying hugs, but I don't want to spend the time farming up the stuff for TNT, then you do you. You do what is best for your experience that makes you have the most fun while you're playing. That's not me. I don't like it. We'll do it one more time just to demonstrate. Boom. So we were further out and took a little less damage, but you still see fire everywhere, lava everywhere as before. And it really, it feels slower. I haven't done dedicated tests that are long enough to be actually significant, but I know some folks have. Cubfan has, Pixel Rift has, and I'm thankful that they went through and did it so that I don't have to. But we've gone through and we did 2 beds and no ancient debris. So that's fine. You see the difference now. It's definitely slower to me. I'm going to continue to play the way I want to play. And I think in our, hellscape here, extreme close-up, hello, hi. So that's going to be our episode for today in our nice, shiny, purple new gear. So, once again, I wanted to thank you for choosing to spend your time on the adventure with me today. I am OverHugs, and this has been Building Bread. As a reminder, I donate the profits I make off of this to local food banks. So if you've enjoyed or otherwise gotten something valuable out of this today, I'd really appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, or tell a friend. Together, we can help people that are in need. I hope you have the most wonderful of days, and I'll see you soon. Having to worry about it, even if it means that I have to farm more in the first place. Whoa! I don't know what happened there. But Something triggered our TNT. um, that's a new one to me. We set this off somehow, and I don't really know how. But now you get to see the results. Lava everywhere.